What's up, Blading on the Brain? So nice to have you back. In today's episode, I got something new for you. A conversation with this flipping awesome man right here, Mr. Simms, a good friend of mine, and we talked about his adventures in blading and how he has come to wear that fine golden helmet you see right there. Stay tuned, Blading on the Brain.
Hey everyone, my name is Sascha Simms, for those who don't know me. I'm doing this video because I kind of had like a little bit of an epiphany recently. I was skating Rye Airfield Skate Park with some friends of mine a few nights ago, and like that place requires you to wear a helmet, and I didn't want to rent like one of their crappy, smelly used helmets. And was like, you know what, screw it. I'll drop the money to have my own helmet, so I don't have to rent one every time I come here. And they didn't have the color that I wanted, and the only one they had in medium was this guy right here. And I honestly kind of fell in love with this thing. Like, as soon as I pulled it out of the packaging, I was like, you know what, this is sick. Like, you can judge me all you want, man, like, ooh, it's ridiculous looking, and it is. It's this like super dancing queen material right here, but I don't care, man. I think it's really sick.
We're back live, trying for round two. Boom!
Yes.
There's no glitches this time. I feel it.
No. I got Wi-Fi. We're good. I'm not at a Chinese food restaurant. Like, we're all...
So today is all about my homie right here, Sascha Simms. So Sascha, we started this yesterday. Thank you. Yes, hello, Blading on the Brain. Good evening. We started this yesterday. We're gonna keep it going. It was popping yesterday. I was so excited to have these conversations, and we started with just like a simple intro for Blading on the Brain for my viewers who maybe don't know you. It was who you are, where you from, like where you repping, who you repping for, and who's repping for you. Like really the ultimate answer, right? Like who you repping for, but who's really pushing that Sascha Simms is the man blade move. So tell us about yourself real quick.
All right. My name is Sascha Simms, of course. I'm 32 years old. I'm from New Hampshire. I'm currently living in Pelham, New Hampshire, which is like 30 minutes away from, 30 hours from you. Like 30 minutes away from Boston, and I work at Thorough Shop part-time. Anybody knows about Gabe Home, Thorough Shop? You do. You're buddies with Gabe. Went to school with him, apparently, which I just found out. That's awesome. Yeah. And I currently ride for Rollerblade, and who's repping for me is Rollerblade. Yeah, I mean, they put up my pictures, and actually, dude, that the gold comp that's happening in San Jose, you know about that? Yeah, I just got word from Tom Heiser that Rollerblade's gonna foot the bill and send me to Cali in April, so I'll see you there, man. Thanks for having me, man. This is awesome.
So a lot of the reason why I wanted to get in touch with you is because of a video you posted on Facebook. It was on November 25th, and I think what was kind of interesting to me was because I was about to have my 1-year anniversary for my own injury, and I'd be like basically scanning for like what other people are feeling similarly, and you had this video about the gold helmet, and it was like, it blew my mind. It blew my mind.
You mean this guy?
Full ear cups.
You mean this
What's up with the full ear cups? Tell me about the full ear cups real quick.
Oh, all right, yeah. Okay, this is probably like the most silly reason to like get a helmet that was the full cut. But Dave Lang, like after Dave Lang had his head injury and he had that like amazing podcast with mushroom blading. Like if nobody's like ever listened to this podcast, like check it's insane. Like what happened to Dave Lang, but he started rocking a helmet and he started wearing the full cut, and I'd never actually seen one before. worn out crappy helmet, and it's just they never fit right, and like they're small and they only come to like here, so it looks like it's just like sitting like right on top of your head, not actually like part of your head. So
in the video, you have two awesome points, right? That I love. Two parts that you say in there that I was like, oh, because for me, like it's a different take. You have a like different viewpoint on the helmet, right? On the reasoning first, right? So one was go ahead and judge me. I'm a dancing queen. Love that. One of the best ABBA songs ever. So let's not even go there because I can hit the falsettos if you want me to. And then, like, it was this idea that, like, most people don't think of rocking a helmet as a fashion statement because of the weird unspoken thing about it, right? And then you went after that to reference some of the, like besides just my favorite roommate ever, Dave Lang, he and I roomed together at a powwow one year, and I was like, dude, you're legit the man. And but you referenced David Sizemore when he was rocking the helmet. His reasons were so straightforward. You referenced Dash Shred, who rocks the helmet. And so you had these positive examples that make it look good.
What kind of the road to me deciding to wear a helmet was Dave Lang. Like because Dave Lang is like one of my favorite skaters. Like, if I could shred a park like Dave Lang, oh my god, like nines both ways that are like mirror images of each other.
Confuses your brain. Literally confuses your brain. Yeah. On the microphone, I'd be like, I think that was Switch.
You know, he got that head injury doing something that he does all the time, and it almost killed him. And so I thought about that, and I was like, you know what, dude? One of my most favorite skaters of all time could be dead right now. Imagine what the rollerblading world would be like without Brosco. Sizemore did wear a helmet, and at no point did I ever watch one of his edits and think to myself, yeah, he's sick, but that helmet's pretty lame, you know? Like, screw that. Like, that kid brought it super hard, so it doesn't matter if he's wearing a helmet. He's freaking killing it. Mm-hmm. So, like, I've only received, like, two, I guess, like, speakable head injuries. Like,
you talked about two stories. You talked about that they were both like maybe severe concussions, and that the second time you went to a hospital. Did you go to the hospital the first time?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
And I probably should. The first time was it was me and a bunch of my friends. We were at a college in southern New Hampshire, and there's this really, really big like drop where it's like a stone wall down to another parking lot, and it's a good like 15-foot drop. And people have tried it and no one's ever done it. And we were having like that college campus has like awesome spots like all over the place. And I was skating really, really well. I was so stoked, and I was like just killing it all day, and it felt really good. And we were all getting ready to leave, and we were headed towards that drop. And I just started, trucking towards it. And I did it. I did this like big one for it, and I stomped it, landed it like it felt like I landed on pillows. Like, that's how juiced I was. And my buddy's brother, who was like the designated film guy, he was like, I didn't have the camera out. I didn't have the camera out. Like, why did you do that? Why didn't you tell us? And I was like, I don't know. I was so pumped. I'm sorry. So I tried it again, didn't land it. Tried it again, didn't land it. At this point, I had tried it like 10 times, and I was really tired, and I went at it really slow, and I clipped my foot and just, like, fell, like, all, like, backwards, and just did that, like, the, like, and, like, just smacked my head super hard. Everything went black for a little bit, and, like, I come to, and, like, stuff is kind of, like, doing this thing. And everybody's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm okay. Like, I didn't really think too much about it. I don't know why that didn't make a bigger impact on me. I just kind of forgot about it. I was like, whatever, like sometimes you hit your head, And then the second time was a few years ago. I was skating in this city called Northampton, and we were at another college, and just, again, awesome spots, and me and my buddy were sessioning this kink rail, and I went to switch up on the last part of the rail, and my foot slipped out, and I kind of sat down on the rail to catch myself, and I grabbed it, and I caught myself, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. And then like right at the last part, I kind of just like slipped and like swung under the rail, like, like if you like do that. Yep. And I just like hit my head, and I didn't, I didn't like black out, or I didn't get like really like wonky or anything, but I hit my head pretty good, and I was just like, I was annoyed. I was like, what the fuck, man? That was so stupid. Like, I caught myself. What the hell? But, like I stood up, and like I just like immediately felt like sick to my stomach, and like I was dizzy, and like I kind of like had like a little bit of stars going on, and I was like, God damn it, I got a concussion, and like I just couldn't shake it, and I couldn't feel better. So at this point I was like, I was 30, and I wasn't like 15 anymore. So I'm like, you know what, like, if there's an injury that seems a little suspect to me, I don't screw around anymore. I go to the hospital. Like, I'm not afraid of hospitals. I don't get weird about it. Like, I want to be helped, And I really want rollerblading to stick around for me. So it's like, I mean, why not wear a helmet? It's not like I'm afraid of hitting my head. I'm just tired of it being a concern that holds me back from skating as hard as I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take another, like, that was, you're hitting it perfectly. You got all the segues going, man. This is exactly what I was, like, when I visioned it, right? That was the exact same avenue I was going to take, and I was telling you, I got my notes and stuff. Like, I took notes on your video. For all the Blading on the Brain fans, this is how I set up videos. This is what my notes kind of look like. It's kind of crazy sometimes. There's like arrows. Yeah, that's how I keep organized.
It's like
because
so bright and crazy.
Yes, that is my life right now. Bright and crazy.
It definitely looks like the inner workings of your mind, I guess. Like, just kapow! You're lucky you went to the hospital when you did, and that they found out what had got, like, what happened, like what wound up happening.
Well, so for me, I had my friends with me. I was with Matt Bulger, and Brian Kranz. They were with me. We were just having a JSF session, and I blacked out for I had a seizure, and I blacked out. And so when I came to, I tried to get up and like skate it off, and I was real aggressive with like everyone, and so they knew that I wasn't myself. They knew that like something had really happened, because I was like real like out of my nature, just like fight or flight. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, get off me, don't touch me. Like, where my keys at? Like, I'm about to dip. Yo, let's go. Let me skate. Like, I was just like way flight or flight. And
so you like damaged some like a part of your brain that deals with that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's been a crazy year, just like understanding that. And then it's like you said. So you said it in your piece. Like, cement parks don't give, right? Like, you hit a cement park, and it's like, when you were in Cali, you were like, yo, cement parks don't give. You hit a cement park, and that's it. Like, there's no bounce. And even after 20 years of blading, like myself, 20 years of blading, I never thought that something would be the maybe ender, like the for real ender. Like, I might have just died on a soul grind.
Well, like that thing of like, skating just always being there, and me having this like compulsion to do it. Like, do you know how freaking mad I'd be if I hit my head and like couldn't use my legs anymore? I'd try to skate on my hands. I don't care. Like, I'd do it. Like,
I love it. No, I love it. You're just stringing everything together. Like, you're reading through my notes without having actually ever seen my notes, because like that's mental mind like meld for sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned that it could only take one time to really change things, and I had that moment I was telling you, and I really did have to reconcile with the fact that I may never blade again. Like, I may never be able to do it. Like, I have this wall full of skates that I may never ever use. Like, it's just maybe done. The doctors advise that I don't do it. People that I know who are in like TBI recovery groups are like, you're crazy that you would even strap up and do a rail. I'm like, but this is just like, I'm trying to do it safer, but this is what I do. I see you rocking the helmet. I see you boosting med and flat spins all over the place. And I'm wondering, like, you were talking about, you were going to come back and give us an update. So I'm going to ask you for an update because you said on Facebook that you were going to give us an update on how it's been to skate with a helmet. Have you felt more confident? I got you, dude. I got you. That's why I wanted to do this interview. Have you felt more confident? And also that you're probably like 4 months deep into wearing a helmet. How's it feel?
Yeah. It feels really good, actually. Like, all those flips and stuff over that box, those have come to me within the last, like, few months of rocking the helmet, because I used to be absolutely terrified of that box. I feel good. I feel confident. And, finally, as of now, I can honestly say, and this might sound like really, like, this might be a really bold statement, but, like, I can honestly say right now, as a 32-year-old man, I am riding the way I've always wanted to ride.
Shout outs to your channel, Mr. Simms. Make sure you follow this man. Subscribe. He's got content. That Shredwiser remake, like, bring back section was off the hook. He skates good, so follow him. Check out his content. The Solar review. You're gonna do more reviews, I would imagine. So we don't do no reviews really here as much. So follow him for some reviews. Have you been checking out The Biz and This Week in Blading? Have you checked out that channel?
I have.
So shout out to that channel. I think that's really good.
The helmet thing is a way bigger deal than I thought it would be. Just for me personally, and also for, like, anyone else out there, dude, anybody watching this, start wearing a freaking helmet. Like, and I'm not saying that as, like, oh, old man Sascha, like, you crazy kids. Like, no, I'm saying that because it'll keep you away from a serious injury that could have been a small injury. It'll help you a lot more than not wearing one, And also, like I said, like, if there's anybody out there who's a little timid or, they have fears of, like, banging themselves up and stuff, fucking take precautions, man. Start wearing pads. Wear a helmet. Like, I don't know.
We're a new generation, man. We're trying to skate smart. If you want to stay in this game, I'm 40. I just turned 40, so I will tell you, the mid-30s, everywhere from, like, 32 to, like, 36, I felt better skating than I ever felt. I have a section that I did for Filth Juice. I think I was 34, about to be 35. It's the only time I've ever, like, really sat with a filmer and was like, yo, we're going to go out. These are the spots. These are the tricks I'm going to do. Let's go film. And me, Peter D, ESG, we went out and filmed at all these spots, and I made a whole section. And, like, that section's fire.
And now it's just, I don't care, Like, I know who I am, I know what I like, and like what you said, it's like, I know what I'm capable of, like, I trust my body, but at the same time, like that whole skating smarter is the attitude. I had this really crazy conversation with Alex Broska at a WRS competition that happened at Rye Airfield.
Oh.
It was a long time ago, but shit, I don't even know if I should be saying this, like, because, like, Broska said some wild shit. Like, this blew my mind. And he's like, well, like, nothing against anybody, but it's like, it just doesn't make sense to me that these guys are out here just doing the craziest stuff they can just to do it, just to like who's doing more spins, who's doing more this, who's doing more that. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, dude, you don't understand what an advantage we have as skaters. Like, our equipment is attached to our feet. Whatever we think of, we can do. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, is that why you, like, have switched up your style so much? And he goes, yeah. Like, what, are you going to read the same books over and over again? You going to watch the same movies over and over again? Like, no. I want to see what is possible on these things. Like I want to see like where rollerblading can take me, and that changed my outlook on skating like that day. You know what it did? It made me more comfortable with skating in the idea that I don't have to impress anyone, you know? Because like Broskow, he really doesn't give a shit, you know, who thinks he's good. Like he just does what he does. So maybe this is like way crazier than I thought it was. Maybe it's not just a precaution that, you know, more people should take. Maybe I'm making a statement by doing this, like by wearing this bright ass, flamboyant ass helmet, you know, because like you see someone wearing a helmet, you're like, yeah, whatever. But then like I roll in with this like giant gold ass disco ball on my head, and I've had people be like, yeah, dude, that's fucking gnarly. That thing is crazy looking. But it's like, it draws the eye because it's really crazy looking, but it also gets you thinking, hey, that's a good idea, you know? So yeah, like screw it. I want everybody to wear a helmet. I'm not just saying like, well, it's my preference not to. It's like, well, you should. You know, it's unnecessary.
I love it. And I think that is a big reason why I started this channel, Blading on the Brain, why I started even talking about TBI and having a traumatic brain injury, is because of the awareness that needs to happen, the safety that needs to go down, and we all need to really understand what's at stake when we strap up, when we roll out, when we go for that just seemingly normal trick. And I think that's a great idea. I'm going to reach out to Matt Mickey and see if Intuition will do like a discount. Maybe we'll make it like Blading on the Sims or like Sims on the Brain. And we'll do like a collabo discount, and we can promote it together, and we'll get some helmets in people's hands and on their heads so they can have it. And I think with that, I'm just going to be like, Sascha, you're the man. I appreciate you using this platform to inform and to like really spread your story about who you are and what you believe in, and why skating with a helmet is important. And I love this idea that we skate smart. That might be the new Blading on the Brain t-shirt, skate smarter. And I really appreciate this time, man. Like, real talk. Thank you so very much, man. Let's check back in more often. I want to know what's going on with you, and I really appreciate it. So thank you for spending the time with Blading on the Brain. Blading on the Brain, if you like this type of content, subscribe, baby! Not only to Blading on the Brain, but get out to Mr. Sims.
Subscribe to this channel.
That's what I'm saying. Get more of this.
Dude, thank you so much, man. Like, thank you for having me. No, this is awesome. Like, I really, really appreciate you reaching out and, like, you know, just having me be able to, like, talk about a lot of thoughts, you know, getting a lot of things out of my head that I've been thinking about for a long time. This is
Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. As always, thank you to Uranus and Chris Bjerre. Peace!